Imagine discovering that within you there is a force capable of completely transforming your life, but that, until now, you have not learned how to use. What if I told you that your internal energy can attract opportunities, unlock your potential, and change your reality? This is neither magic nor superstition. It is a principle that mystics, scientists, and spiritual teachers have known about for centuries. But why hasn't anyone ever taught you that? If you feel like your life is stuck, that something is always missing, or that you seem to be stuck in repetitive cycles, this video will show you how to awaken and channel your true power. What separates those who manifest the life they want from those who live merely reacting to circumstances? The answer lies in the way your energy is directed, and in the next few minutes, you will understand exactly how to use it to your advantage. Stay with me until the end, because this knowledge could change everything. There is a strength within you that has not yet been fully awakened. It's not superstition, it's not fantasy. It's a fact that many ancient traditions and even modern science are beginning to recognize. What would happen if you learned to channel this energy consciously? This is the key that masters of spiritual alchemy and the mysticism, they always kept it under lock and key. And believe me, this is not the privilege of a chosen few, but an inherent capacity of everyone. Think of your energy as a river. If it is blocked by stones of fear, doubts, and limiting beliefs, its current will be weak and directionless. But when these blockages are removed, the force of the water gains power and travels along its natural path. It's exactly like this with your internal energy. You can leave it scattered and weak, or you can learn to direct it to transform your reality. What have you been doing with yours? Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to have an inexplicable magnetism? They enter a room and immediately attract attention without saying a word. Others, on the contrary, drain your energy just by being close. This is no coincidence. The ancient scholars of Kabbalah and the Hermeticism, they knew that everything is interconnected by an invisible vibrational field. Your internal state influences your presence in the world. The question is, are you in control of this force or being controlled by it? If your energy follows your attention, the first step to awakening it is learning to focus. Take a test right now. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Notice how your body responds. Do your shoulders relax? Does your mind slow down? Small adjustments like this make a difference. You masters of esoteric initiation, they always taught that what you feel, you vibrate, and what you vibrate, you attract. What if you could change your vibration intentionally? Awakening this strength does not happen overnight, but rather with consistent practices. Meditation, conscious breathing, and visualization are powerful tools for directing your energy. Have you tried starting your day by visualizing exactly what you want to manifest? Close your eyes for a few minutes and feel as if you were already living that reality. It seems simple, but few can stay focused without getting distracted. This is the biggest sign that your energy is scattered. And if you've already realized that you can awaken this strength, imagine what happens when you learn to amplify it. What you feel, you vibrate. What you vibrate, you attract. But that's not all. There's an even deeper secret about how your vibration shapes your reality. Everything in the universe is vibration. From the smallest subatomic particle to the sound of your voice, everything pulses at specific frequencies. What if I told you that your thoughts and emotions also vibrate and shape your reality? This is not just a spiritual concept. Even quantum physics is beginning to recognize that consciousness influences matter. The ancient masters of esotericism, they always knew that. But what few people realize is that you are already manifesting your reality all the time, but often unconsciously. Have you ever had a day when everything seemed to go wrong? You wake up late, spill coffee on your clothes, miss an important appointment, and the angrier you get, the worse things seem to get. This happens because your vibration aligns with the energy of chaos, attracting more situations of the same frequency. Now imagine the opposite. Those days when everything flows, opportunities appear out of nowhere, and people seem to treat you better. That's not luck. This is vibrational tuning. The ancient teachings of Gnosticism and from spiritual alchemy have always highlighted an essential principle. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. If your mind is full of doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs, your vibration adjusts to this frequency. On the other hand, if you are aligned with feelings like gratitude, confidence, and clarity, your reality will reflect that back to you. The question is, what frequency are you operating on now? There is an interesting experiment that proves this in practice. Take 2 glasses of water. For the first time, hold for a few seconds and say negative words, such as hate or failure. In the other, speak positive words, such as love and success. After a while, try both. It sounds absurd, but many people report subtle differences in the taste and texture of their water. Scientist Masaru Emoto studied this effect and showed how words and intentions can alter the structure of water. If this happens with a simple glass of water, imagine the impact your thoughts have on your own life. The secret to transforming your vibration and starting to consciously manifest what you want is simple. Become the energy of what you seek to attract. If you want abundance, act like someone prosperous. If you want love, cultivate love within yourself. If you want success, tune in to the mindset of someone who has already achieved it. But there is an even more powerful key. How can your thoughts actually shape your destiny? Everything that exists around you started as a thought. Every invention, every great work, every significant change in the history of humanity first appeared in someone's mind. But here's what few realize. Thoughts don't just influence your destiny, they actively create it. In occultism, this idea has been known for centuries, and now science is beginning to prove the real impact of mind over matter. The problem is that most people use this power against themselves, feeding beliefs that keep them trapped in cycles of scarcity and limitation. If you believe that the world is cruel and unfair, your mind will constantly look for evidence to confirm this belief. Your brain filters information and directs you to experiences that reinforce what you already expect. But what if you changed that perspective? What if, instead of focusing on what's missing, you started to see the hidden opportunities in each situation? This is one of the fundamental principles of arcane wisdom. Your external reality is a mirror of what you carry internally. Have you ever heard of the placebo effect? People who take sugar pills believing they are real medicine experience physical improvements just because of their belief in the treatment. Now think about what this means on a larger scale. If your mind can heal your own body, what else can it do? In the studies of Theosophy and Kabbalah, this concept is widely explored. Your consciousness has the power to alter matter itself. The question is, are you using this power consciously or letting it work against you? Here's a simple exercise. To test this in practice, every time a negative thought arises, ask yourself, does this idea make me stronger or weaker? If it's something that limits your actions or generates fear, immediately replace it with more productive thinking. This may seem insignificant, but in the long run, this habit changes your vibration and reprograms your mind for success. Initiates of esoteric initiation have always practiced this mind control to access higher levels of consciousness and manifestation. And there is an even more fascinating detail. It is not enough to just think. You need to feel the truth of these new ideas. Emotion is the fuel of manifestation. If you just say, I'm prosperous, but deep down you feel scarcity, your vibration doesn't change. The key is learning to generate the emotion of what you want before you even see the physical results. Sound challenging? Yes, but whoever masters this principle dominates their own destiny. And if your thoughts have this power, imagine the impact that the knowledge of ancient sages and scientists can have on your journey. There is a surprising connection between the teachings of mystics and the discoveries of modern science. The idea that your mind can influence reality may seem too mystical to some, but what if I told you that great scientists were already exploring this concept? Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest geniuses in history, said, "If you want to understand the universe, think about energy, frequency, and vibration." And that wasn't just a metaphor. Everything that exists is vibrating at a certain frequency, including your thoughts. What the sages of theosophy and mysticism already knew centuries ago, science is now beginning to prove. But here's the question. How can you use this knowledge to your advantage? The ancient mystics of Egypt believed that the mind was the key to shaping reality. The temple priests mastered techniques of hermeticism and esoteric initiation that allowed them to alter their perception and, consequently, influence the world around them. Today, neuroscience confirms that your brain does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. When you visualize something intensely, your mind begins to create connections that make that experience more likely to happen. That is what you repeatedly think becomes your reality. A striking example of this is the experiment by physicist John Wheeler, who suggested that the act of observing can influence the behavior of subatomic particles. This means that on a quantum level, consciousness itself interferes with the material world. Now stop and reflect. If your observation already alters the structure of reality on a microscopic level, imagine the accumulated impact of your thoughts over the years. Are you paying attention to what you really want, or just reinforcing what you don't want? And Gnosticism scholars also understood this principle. For them, the universe was a reflection of human consciousness, and the key to accessing the true power of the mind lay in the ability to direct thought in a focused way. This doesn't just mean having positive thoughts, but learning to sustain a high vibration even in the face of challenges. Is this why some people seem to attract opportunities, while others are stuck in the same problems? If you think this is all just theory, here's a challenge. Before bed, try to clearly visualize something you want to manifest. Feel as if it were already real. Wake up and act as if you are already living this reality. Do this for a few days and see how your behavior begins to change, attracting new situations and opportunities. What ancient sages and modern scientists have in common is the realization that you are not a victim of chance. You are the creator of your experience. But it's no use just understanding this intellectually. To channel this energy and manifest your desires, you need practical techniques. After all, knowledge without application is just information. Knowing that you have powerful energy within you is just the first step. True transformation happens when you learn to channel this strength consciously. And here is the truth that few speak. Without practice, all knowledge is lost. The ancient masters of spiritual alchemy knew this, and therefore created methods to tune the mind and body to higher frequencies. Now the question is, how can you apply this knowledge in your daily life? The first exercise is meditation focused on internal energy. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and visualize a field of light around you. Imagine this energy pulsing, expanding, and vibrating intensely. Feel as if your body is charged with strength and power. Sounds simple? Maybe. But science already proves that visualization practices change brain patterns, reinforcing new neural connections. Theosophy initiates use this method to raise their vibration and manifest specific realities. Another essential exercise is conscious breathing. The way you breathe directly affects your mental and emotional state. Try the quadruple rhythm technique. Inhale for a count of 4, hold the air for 4 seconds, exhale for a count of 4, and remain breathless for another 4 seconds before starting again. This pattern regulates your nervous system and puts your mind in a state of high concentration. You know that feeling of clarity that appears out of nowhere. Often, it's just the result of a more balanced flow of energy within you. What if I told you that what you say also affects your energy? The third exercise involves high vibration affirmations. Take a notebook and write sentences in the present tense, as if they were already reality. My energy is strong and magnetic. I am a magnet for opportunities. My mind is aligned with prosperity. Repeat these phrases out loud every day. This is a fundamental principle of Hermeticism. Words are vibrations, and what you declare constantly shapes their frequency. Now, to amplify these effects, it is essential to align body and mind. A simple but extremely powerful practice is to walk outdoors while focusing on your breathing and positive thoughts. Buddhist monks have been doing this for centuries. Walking consciously, feeling each step, allows your energy to flow harmoniously and unlocks accumulated tensions. The more you connect with the present, the stronger your ability to channel your energy becomes. These practices do not require sophisticated equipment or years of training. They just require consistency. If you start today, you will soon notice subtle changes, and over time, these small changes will become real transformations. But there is one crucial factor that can enhance or block your energy: the vibrational frequency at which you are operating. Everything in the universe is in constant vibration, including you. Your thoughts, emotions, and even the words you use daily have a specific frequency. And here's the secret that few understand: you have the power to change that frequency at any time. The masters of arcane wisdom knew that changing vibration was not a matter of luck, but rather of awareness and practice. The question is, what frequency are you emitting now? Your emotional state is a direct indicator of your vibration. Feelings like gratitude, love, and excitement raise your frequency, while emotions like fear, anger, and guilt drastically lower it. Have you ever noticed that when you are anxious or irritated, everything seems to go wrong? This is no coincidence. It is vibrational tuning. To change this frequency, one of the most effective methods is the immediate recognition of the emotion. Whenever you feel something negative, stop and ask, is this vibration taking me to where I want to be? If the answer is no, change your focus immediately. Gratitude is one of the quickest ways to change vibrational frequency. Try the following exercise. Every night, before bed, write down at least 3 things you feel grateful for. But it's not enough to just write. Feel the gratitude for real. Ancient practitioners of mysticism knew that authentic feelings have a much greater energetic impact than simple empty words. This habit, when maintained daily, reprograms your energy field and changes your perception of life. Another powerful technique is vibrational purification through sound. Sounds have specific frequencies that can align your energy. This is why monks use mantras and why temples resonate with harmonic chants. Try listening to frequencies like 432 Hz or 528 Hz, which are known to balance the mind and body. If you can, combine this with deep breathing and visualizing light filling your body. You will feel the change almost instantly. Your physical body also influences your vibration. What you eat, how you move, and even the quality of your sleep have a direct impact on your energy. Processed foods, a sedentary lifestyle, and poor sleep make your vibration dense, making it difficult to manifest anything positive. Have you ever noticed that when you're tired, everything seems more difficult? The explanation lies in your energy field. Small changes to your eating routine and physical activity can significantly raise your vibration. And here's the big revelation: you don't have to change everything at once. Small adjustments begin to change your vibrational frequency. The secret is in constancy. When you learn to maintain a high vibration on an ongoing basis, you begin to notice that your outer world responds differently. But there is an external, a factor that can strengthen or weaken this energy. The environment around you, your thoughts and emotions influence your vibration. But there is one detail that many people ignore. The environment around you also directly affects your energy. Have you ever walked into a place and felt an inexplicable weight? Or on the contrary, have you been in a space that brought you immediate peace? This happens because everything carries a frequency. Objects, places, and especially people. The ancient practitioners of Hermeticism and Kabbalah already taught that you absorb vibrations from your environment, whether you realize it or not. People are like broadcast antennas. When you live with negative individuals who only complain and see the worst in everything, your energy is drained little by little. Have you ever noticed that after a conversation with certain people, you feel exhausted without motivation? This happens because your vibration has been influenced. Occult masters call this energetic contamination. But the good news is that in the same way as absorbing bad vibes, you can also surround yourself with influences that lift your energy. Your physical space also has a direct impact on your frequency. Disorganized, dirty environments or environments with an excess of accumulated objects generate energy stagnation. If your home or workplace is chaotic, your mind will be too. Want a simple way to raise your vibration? Start by organizing your spaces. Feng Shui, an ancient Eastern practice, teaches that the arrangement of objects changes the flow of energy in an environment. Try it out. Clean your room, remove things you no longer use, and see how you feel afterwards. Small adjustments generate big changes. Another fundamental detail is the presence of nature. Trees, plants, running water, these all emit a naturally high vibration. In ancient times, priests and those initiated into mysticism knew that natural places were points of energetic connection. Therefore, they sought caves, open-air temples and mountains for their spiritual practices. How much time do you spend outdoors? If you feel like your energy is low, try walking barefoot on the ground or spending a few minutes in the sun. This helps to recharge your vibrational field. And here's a powerful secret. Sounds and scents also alter your energy. Have you ever noticed how certain types of music change your emotional state? Harmonic sounds, like mantras or 432 Hz frequencies, instantly raise your vibration. The same goes for incense and essential oils. Scents like lavender, rosemary, and sandalwood purify environments and help keep your energy protected. If you want to shield your vibration, combine music, scents, and an organized space. And now comes the big question. It's not enough to just raise your vibration. You need to act in tune with it. There is no point in being in a positive environment if your actions are not aligned with what you want to manifest. The next step is to understand how to align thought, emotion, and action to transform your reality. Thinking positive is important. Feel the emotion of what you want too. But here's the point that many people overlook. Nothing happens without action. You can visualize, affirm, and meditate all you want. But if your attitudes are not aligned with your vibration, the results will never come. The masters of Gnosticism and spiritual alchemy have always taught that manifestation is a process of 3 pillars: thought, emotion, and action. If one of them is misaligned, reality does not change. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to get lucky and everything works out for them, while others, no matter how hard they try, seem stuck in a cycle of failure? This isn't luck, it's alignment. When you believe in something and act on that belief, your energy and attitudes are in tune, creating opportunities where there were only obstacles before. The problem is that many people expect the universe to deliver everything on a plate. without realizing that acting is also an act of manifestation. Here's a simple example. Imagine someone who wants prosperity, but keeps saying that money is difficult, life is hard, and there are no opportunities. This person may even try to practice the law of attraction, but their actions betray their true vibrational state. She saves excessively for fear of scarcity, avoids taking risks, and rejects opportunities because she believes they will fail. In other words, your attitudes are not aligned with the abundance you desire, and what happens? The universe only responds to her real vibration, not what she says she wants. To manifest something, you need to act as if you were already living that reality. If you want a new job, start behaving like someone who is already successful in their career. Dress well, develop new skills, connect with the right people. If you want a harmonious relationship, first be the person you would like to attract. Don't wait for perfect conditions to act. Create these conditions through your attitude in the world. And there is a secret here. Action needs to be accompanied by absolute trust. Many people give up before seeing results because they don't really believe in the process. The ancient masters of esotericism said that the time between planting and harvesting is part of the test. Reality needs a transition period to adjust to the new vibration. The question is, are you really committed to your manifestation, or are you just waiting for a miracle? And if you truly understand this concept, then you are ready for the most important principle of all. Because at the end of the day, it's not about techniques or methods. It's about who you are. You are the true source of your power. There is one last secret that few understand. True power is not outside. It is not in rituals, beliefs, or external tools. It is within you. Everything you seek is already present in your energy field, waiting to be activated. The ancient masters of Hermeticism and esoteric initiation have always taught that the universe imposes no limits. The only limits are those that your mind accepts. Now the question is, do you really believe this? Look at your life right now. Each situation, each achievement, and each challenge are reflections of the energy you have emitted over time. This may be hard to accept, but here's the big revelation. If you created your current reality, you can also transform it. In occult and Gnosticism studies, this principle is called sovereignty of being, the understanding that nothing can hold you back beyond what you allow yourself. But how can we assume this power in practice? Start by eliminating all excuses. What is stopping you from being the person you want to be? The fear of judgment, the belief that life is hard, the habit of procrastinating. These are all mental programs that you can rewrite. The initiates of mysticism knew that the first step to mastering reality is to master oneself. Without self-mastery, any attempt at manifestation will be just a game of luck. And there is a powerful detail here. The more you take control, the more the universe responds. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to walk through the world with unwavering confidence, as if everything was always in their favor? This happens because they have become the source of their power, without depending on external factors. Have you ever stopped to think about what would happen if you took 100% responsibility for your life? This doesn't mean that challenges won't arise. Growth always requires testing. But anyone who understands this supreme principle knows that no matter what happens, their energy will always determine the final outcome. Your internal state creates your external reality. And if you truly understand this, then you know that the next step is inevitable. Putting this knowledge into practice and transforming your vibration forever. Now that you've discovered this power within yourself, the question is no longer, does it work? The real question is, what are you going to do with it? Imagine discovering that within you there is a force capable of completely transforming your life, but that until now you have not learned how to use. What if I told you that your internal energy can attract opportunities, unlock your potential, and change your reality. This is neither magic nor superstition. It is a principle that mystics, scientists, and spiritual teachers have known about for centuries. But why hasn't anyone ever taught you that? If you feel like your life is stuck, that something is always missing, or that you seem to be stuck in repetitive cycles, this video will show you how to awaken and channel your true power. What separates those who manifest the life they want from those who live merely reacting to circumstances? The answer lies in the way your energy is directed, and in the next few minutes, you will understand exactly how to use it to your advantage. So subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and stay with me until the end, because this knowledge can change everything.